Thomas's Wooden Adventures, Episode 12, Preservation. It was a rainy morning on the island of Sodor. Most of the engines had already set out, but Thomas and Percy were still in the shed. I hate working in the damn rain. Why, it helps the crops grow, said Percy. Well, yes, but still. Sometimes for open cabbed engines, rain gets in their fireboxes and they can't drive anymore. Well, yes, but you're not an open cabbed engine, are you? Well, no, but still, for engines like Lucas and Alfred. Well, yes, but obviously they have superheaters, so they don't have to worry about it. I guess you're right, Percy. Oh well, let's get to work. And so they left the shed, ready to start the day. Thomas arrived into the yard to do some shunting work, when he heard a hiss of steam. Wait, what? Who was that? He then saw steam billowing out from behind the trucks. Percy, that better not be you. Thomas pulled the trucks back and pushed them out the way. Oh my goodness! A steam engine? Yes, I'm a steam engine. But what are you doing here? You're not Sudrian. Of course I'm not. I'm escaping. What are you escaping from? I'm escaping from scrap. Why are you here though? Surely you could just go to a preserve line. No preserve lines want me. No preserve lines want an antique, apparently. I'm 67 years old and an antique. Prats on the railway. Oh well. But yeah, I'm escaping from scrap. You've got to hide me. Well, surely the Fat Controller will need to know about a new engine on the line. Well, yes, that may be true, but still. Just keep me hidden, okay? Please. I can't keep you hidden forever. The Fat Controller will find out. We'll find out what, Tom? Oh my goodness, a steam engine? But what are you doing here? Oh, you're the, controller of the railway, aren't you? Send me away, scrap me, do what you want. No. What's your name? My name's Barry. Where are you from? Well, I was working down in Wales, and then I was sentenced to and then I was going to be scrapped at the Barry scrapyard. I wasn't named after the scrapyard, I was just, named Barry, I suppose, after my driver, Barry Woodman. Ah, a fitting name, Barry. But anyway, how did you get out of Barry scrapyard? Well, it's actually some railway preservationists who smuggled me out. You see, I was near the front of the scrapping line, which made it easy for me to escape. So, they snuck some coal and water in and fueled me up, and then I drove out of Barry scrapyard. But after that, I was caught, and then I was brought to Barrow-in-Furness scrapyard, where I escaped again. Another band of railway preservationists were there who helped me out. They told me to run to Sodor, and I did. Well, that's an interesting backstory, Barry. But how did you make it to Tidmouth? Well, I made it onto Vicarstown. The bridge opened up, and then I just kept on looking around for a yard. I found Tidmouth Yard and stayed here. I covered myself up behind some trucks. Very clever, Barry, but, I'm not sure we'll be able to keep you. I know. Send me to Barrow. But I'll see what I can do. I'll get on the telephone to Barry scrapyard, see if they want you back. And so the Fat Controller walked away. Best of luck, Barry. Well, I've got to do some shunting work, but I'll speak to you later. Bye, Thomas. The Fat Controller later returned to speak to Barry. Right, Barry, I've been on the phone to Barry's scrapyard, and also Barrow-in-Furness. Neither have any interest in scrapping you. They said it's one less liability off their hands. Ouch. A liability, how dare they? So, Barry, would you like to work on the North Western Railway? Yes, sir, please. Very well, Barry. Now, we need to find an engine to tow you to the steamworks. You're in quite bad shape. Yeah, I haven't had an overhaul for ages. My boiler's tickets nearly ran out too. Right, well, let's bring an engine to tow you. And so it was arranged. Diesel 10 came to tow Barry. At the works, Timothy was having his boiler ticket renewed when Diesel 10 shunted Barry in. Oh my goodness. Is that a standard 2 I see? Yes. I think his name's Barry, so I was told. No, excuse me, I have some work to do. A standard 2? Never thought I'd see one of you here. Well, I've escaped from scrap, you see. Really? How funny. Me too. Well, welcome to the club, I suppose. 78018. Oh my goodness. What? Barry, do you not remember me? How do you know my name? I'm sorry, who are you? My name is Timothy. Hang on a minute, Timothy? You're not a Billington E2, are you? That I am. My goodness, Timothy, it is you. Barry, it's nice to see you again. It's been so long, what happened? Well, I was sent to Barry's scrapyard, then Barrow's scrapyard, and then I made it on to, Sodor. It's brilliant to see you again, Barry. I've missed you. I've missed you too. It's quite interesting. We don't have any BR standards on our line. Really? No, we don't actually, but I'll tell you what, I'm sure you'll be a very good fit for us. I try to. Anyway, it's been so long. Where did you get off to, Timothy? Oh, well, I was just working, here, there, everywhere. I was working at Brighton as a station pilot, then I was withdrawn and sent here. How interesting. Anyway, it's nice to see you here. It's nice to see you too, Timothy. Anyway, so, I think I'm here for an overhaul or something like that. Yes. At the same time, I wonder if you'll be repainted. No, I prefer my BR Black livery. Well, I suppose there are some engines like Duck and Alfred, I believe. Well, Alfred was actually in LNER, but then he was repainted. But yes, engines like Duck and Lucas, who've decided to keep their livery, I'm sure you can. Thank you. Anyway, so how did you exactly make it to Sodor? Railway preservationist. It's a long story. Right. Alright, Timothy, you're all done, said the foreman. Right, okay. I'll see you later, Barry, after your overhaul. It took a few months, but on the day of Barry's return to steam, all the engines were gathered at Knapford Station to welcome him. The Fat Controller walked over. Engines, it gives me great pleasure to introduce Barry, our new number 18. Everyone erupted into a chorus of whistles for Barry. Me and Barry met in quite an interesting way, said Sir Topham Hatt, walking onto the track. Thomas here found him behind some trucks. He had escaped from scrap. Obviously, me being the generous man I am, negotiated a deal with Barry's scrapyard to buy Barry. Anyway, so I'm sure that all of you have been anxious to meet Barry. Well, here he is. It's a pleasure to meet you, Barry, said Timothy and Henry. But how did you actually escape? Said Henry. It's a long story, said Barry. Not quite one that I'm gonna tell right now, but yes, a very, very long story. Ah, well, it's a pleasure to meet you, said Edward. It's a pleasure to meet you all, and a pleasure to be on such a famous railway, said Barry. Anyway, so, what am I doing here, sir? What am I going to be working? Well, Barry, you're going to be here as a mixed traffic engine. Obviously, you are a standard 2MT, aren't you? Yes, I am a standard 2MT. Sir, said James, what does 2MT mean? Well, 2 is the power classification, which means that Barry isn't very powerful. And MT stands for mixed traffic. And obviously, engines like, I don't know, Henry is based off of 5MT, so Henry is stronger. And then you have engines like 6 and 7MTs who are express locomotives and are more powerful than that. Oh. Well, that makes sense anyway. So you're a standard 2MT, Barry? That I am. Haven't seen one of those in a while. Yes, we're quite rare nowadays. There's only a few of us in preservation. I have one brother at the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway, and another at the Severn Valley, I believe. Interesting, said James. Well, everybody, the past few months have been some of shock. Obviously, a new engine on the rails, a scrap escapist, but let's all give a welcome to Barry, our new number 18.